Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you've had a good week. Been recently getting myself lost into the depths of YouTube, as most of you will understand, and I've been really enjoying some science-based YouTube channels, most notably the Brain Scoop with Emily Grasley as the host, and also the Scishow, which has got Hank Green from the Vlog Brothers. Because of that, I decided that I quite liked the idea of doing some skull pieces, especially on the Brain Scoop. They do a lot of dissections and a lot of fossil work, and I thought that a skull would be a really good idea for a painting. So I got my watercolours out and got some reference of an ox skull and thought I'd give it a go. With the really dark portions right inside of the skull, I didn't want to go too dark too quickly, so I layered with lighter browns, and then when they dried I layered over again and over again. Took a few layers to get the depth of colour and the sort of darkness that I wanted, but it was a lot easier and a lot better than just trying to go in with straight like black or straight dark brown. It gave me a chance to sort of give a little bit of texture where needed. I decided to go with the really dark portions of the piece first, so that I had something to judge my values on. Sometimes if you're trying to go in from the lightest tones and you've got no darkness to contrast with it, you never know just how dark you need to go until you put the darks in. So I decided that by starting with the darks in the areas where they were dark, then the main portion of the skull, which is a lot lighter, I'd be able to judge just how light and how dark I needed to go. It actually was a lot darker than I first thought looking at the reference, and I would have probably taken longer to realise that if I had done that part first and then tried to put in the darks later. I'd have had to have then gone back to darken up the main skull. Again, even with the main part of the face, I've started off very light and I'm gradually getting darker with layers upon layers upon layers. Even though it was very light, it's a skull, there were real colour differences and colour stains on the skull itself that were everything from white through to quite dark, looked like more greens. So doing it slowly and in layers and glazing a lot of other colours over the top allowed me to get both the tonal colours I wanted, as well as the actual contrast and darkness that I needed throughout the piece. for the skip here. My battery on my camera actually ran out and I wasn't aware, but the only thing I really did here was go through with a really fine brush and put in all those cracks and little bumps in the skull, and then that's when I realised that the camera had decided not to record any of it. And here I am going back through to the darkest areas of the picture and darkening up some little bit more. Getting those orange and green tones in the bottom half of the skull and really darkening that up to where it needs to be. It was actually that I hadn't gone dark enough in my darkest areas, so I just went back through with even more like a dark brown grey colour and reaffirmed those really dark areas, as well as adding in some darker portions of the cracks so that some parts were lighter, some parts were darker, so it looked a bit more 3D. At this point I was trying to lighten up some of the areas. Some of the dark portions are kind of overtaking the whites, and I didn't need them to be true white, but I did need them to be lighter. So what I did is with a very small filbert brush, I had some clean water on it and I just scrubbed very lightly at those areas that needed to be brightened up and then dabbed under the tissue. That would then redissolve the gum arabic in the dried watercolour and actually allow me to lift it off, and as you can see I'm actually able to get some really bright areas to offset the darkness of the shadows. And this is where I went back in with my Caron Luminance white pencil just to brighten up those highlights just that little bit more. And there's the final piece. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please feel free to subscribe, and if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments section below. In the description box will be links to both the Brain Scoop and to Scishow, as well as to all of my social media accounts and of course my website. Hope you have a great week. I'll see you soon.